Hello, everyone. So, today, the random sutra of the week. I landed on book 2, which is the sadhanapada, the portions of practice, and the particular sutra was number 3, which says Avidyasmita, raga, dvesabhinivesah, klesah. So Avidyasmita, raga, dvesabhinivesah, klesah. This translates to ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, and clinging to bodily life are the 5 obstacles. And you might be thinking to yourself, obstacles of what? And so this whole thing is on the practice. This whole section of the sutra books is about practice and like laying out what practice is. And so we practice the yoga to develop our consciousness or our ability to manifest or actualize samadhi, whatever the samadhi may look for you. And so we do the practice so that we can attain or push away the obstacles that get in the way of reaching this state. And so this sutra, number 3, is laying out what the obstacles are, which is ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, and clinging to bodily life. And in reality, and this is what the next sutra is going to say, but ignorance is the big one there, which is avidya. Ignorance is the container for all of those other obstacles. Egoism is bred from ignorance because there's a lot that the ego thinks it knows, and so that's a very ignorant thing that the ego displays, because there's so much more that we don't know or have yet to learn. So practice in that way becomes humbling to realize that there's a lot to learn. Attachment in any way to things, we hold on a lot of the times to reality because it is changing and we fear that change. And also that breeds from ignorance because everything is changing. So it breeds more suffering when we are attached to things, to our expectations of outcomes, our expectations of how people behave towards us, our desires and how we want them or think that they should play out. Hatred, because the hatred of anything, because the reality is we are all that. We are this experience which is ongoing. And so to hate something out there is to hate yourself. And so, well, I mean, you might hate yourself. That might be a very real thing, and that's okay, I guess. But hating something out there as well as hating yourself is bred in ignorance, because your sole reason for existence is based out of love, self-love. And then the last one is clinging to bodily life, which kind of is attachment. It's a more physiologically ingrained form of that attachment, to cling on to life, or fear of the changing from what happens after this, or what does awareness look like after this body. So yeah, it's a pretty quick one. Book 2, the sadhanapada, sutra number 3, Avidyasmita, raga, dvesabhinivesah, klesah. Ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, and clinging to bodily life are the 5 obstacles of attaining samadhi, which is why we practice. We practice so that we can avoid running into these obstacles. And I guess not necessarily avoid, we practice so that we can better respond to these obstacles. Well, thank you for sitting through all of this with me, and I will see you on the next go around.